Please note, this video features adults playing a fantasy role-playing game. Some language and imagery may not be suitable for younger viewers.
The wheels of time turn. From out of the darkness, the world finds magic. Magic gains power and control, but a new power rises to replace it. Science. The wheels of time turn. Science falls and magic rises. Magic rises and science falls. Down through the ages, until magic is broken and science is not restored. In the age of ebb and flow, a collector has arisen, gathering artifacts from the long-forgotten ages, intent on restoring magic to its rightful balance and repairing the damage done to the world. This is Dwarvan, a world of heroes, a world of villains, and of monsters.
I'm gonna give you guys a spoiler alert. Gon's gonna be in the bathroom for at least another 8 hours.
Just gonna give you a spoiler alert. On the airship, it's probably just a poop shoot, so someone's getting an unhappy rain.
Not my problem. Gon is a firm believer in karma, so if somebody gets us hit by the splash zone, must have deserved it.
Okay, I'm restarting all the scripts and everything in the background. Let me get everything good to go here. I'll say, at least I came back into the channel. That was a good thing. Okay. Okay, and I have started the recording. Let me do a quick verbal recap so everybody knows where we're at. I'm not totally confused. They jump into the conversation midway. Welcome back to the game, everyone. The game is already in progress. I had a small power outage here in my home and lost the recording. The party has been working in Deep Cliff and has been spent the last hour or so actually talking with Lady Serena and arranging to help the Ruby Scribes to clear out a area of concern for them to the north. In the course of the conversation, they have spent a lot of time working with the asking questions and requesting information from the scribes and that sort of thing. A few of them had ran out to do a few errands. Just as they were preparing to leave to do a few errands, they had asked a question of who is Lady Adira, who's the lady who sent for them, and can we have this table? They've been seated at a table, at least for part of their conversation, where they had a map table. So Lady Serena...
I'll ask about the table afterwards. I don't want to interrupt the Lady Adira question. That feels slightly more important and possible.
Lady Adira is one of the masters within the Ruby Scribes. She's in charge of while I'm in charge of the region that holds Midgard, the Gralm Highlands, and more specifically, I am in charge of the Hall of Bones. Lady Adira is more specifically in charge of this archive here, the archive of Deep Cliff. I saw no reason since I was in the city when you arrived, I saw no reason to have them send you to a second-hand person and then have you come speak with me.
So you're her boss, or she kind of runs the temple and you run everything outside of the temple?
More my equal. I am specifically in charge of the Temple of Bones, though I watch over Midgard and this whole region as my responsibility there. So within the hierarchy of the scribes, she's really the same level as I am. However, because of my responsibilities, I may be slightly more favored than she is. However, that really doesn't come much into play within the scribes.
Not to be rude to you, Lady Serana, is there any chance Lady Adira had a different reason for us to meet with her? We wouldn't want to snub anyone.
She called you here at my request. At the time I made the request, I was still at the Hall of Bones, not here in the city.
Ah. Okay. Does that answer your question, Corum?
Yep.
The follow-up, can we have this table?
This particular table, by now you've wandered back into this particular. Well, no, I cannot give you this particular table, because it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the scribes themselves. But I can get you the instructions on how to create one for yourself.
I guess that might work. It just seems like it'd be incredibly valuable for my employer's business venture, as one of my compatriots pointed out. If one just happened to fall onto our ship, it might be super useful. Just saying.
Unfortunately, the magic that, or as I understand it, the magic that operates the table is tied geographically to this location. So putting it on a ship, for example, may not work. However, if you would like to have one assembled, say, in the facility that you operate in, well, that you don't operate, that Kuram and Bertra operate in the City of Gumtar stronghold, that could probably be arranged. We would have to see about getting craftsmen there to have one constructed for you.
I imagine that'd be incredibly expensive.
Well, it's not an easy task to build one of these tables. No. Yeah,
Well, I guess
let me show you. And she goes over to the table and says, not the construction, but let me explain how it works. She goes over and she presses something on the table, and it again pops up into a stone representation of the Gralm Highlands. You can see Deep Cliff and those sort of things. She takes her fingers and she over top of where Deep Cliff is, and she puts her two fingers together and she slowly separates them, and the table zooms in, bringing into more detail Deep Cliff itself.
awesome. Yeah, that might be useful.
Because unfortunately, it doesn't show where individuals are at, but things like that. But it is rather useful in finding your way around the world.
Imagine so. Maybe if we get the ideas from it, maybe somebody could be hired by Grun to find a way to make this applicable for the ship if we're going to keep that as our way of moving around. But anyways, that's all the questions I had. I will run out real quick and run back.
Okay, so it doesn't take you that long to go out in the city and find what you need. You're back within an hour, so anybody went out, so you're back with whatever you went after again, as long as it's mundane items. When you're brought back into the temple, you see the carriage or the coach is there, and as soon as you meet with Serena, or actually before you, it says, hey, you can have a seat in the coach or wait. Lady Serena will be down shortly. You don't wait more than 10 or 15 minutes when Lady Serena arrives. She's still dressed in the ruby robes that you come accustomed to seeing the scribes, but the more finer clothing that she had on earlier has been replaced with the more sturdy kind of clothing that a working ruby scribe in the field would wear. Goes, are you ready then?
Yes.
Sure.
Whatever again, answer is whatever is the going price in the player's handbook.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, there's. I can say, well, come aboard. It can take us most of the way. Well, to the ship anyway. So as you clamber into the conveyance, the cart, it leaves the scribe's archive, and it goes out and up to the top of the rim. And instead of going to the main tunnel, that leads off back to the main chamber, and it follows the outer rim until it comes upon another tunnel angling up and away. And it travels up that for quite some time and constantly going up. And finally, it comes to a stopping point, and It pulls into a wide place where it's just wide enough for the wagon to turn around itself, and it goes as it makes the loop to turn around, and it stops because, well, we have to walk from here. Unfortunately, the passage has become too narrow for a wagon at this point. They're working to expand them, but they won't be done for quite some time. So she hops out and she begins leading you as a group. And she leads you off to an offshoot passage of this. And it doesn't take more than maybe 10, 15 minutes, and you begin to feel a chill in the air. And another 10 or 15 minutes later, you find yourself coming out on what can only be described as a dock or a jetty in a city, just like you'd see on a lake or a river or on an ocean-bound city. There's a number of docks and stuff shooting off from here. However, there's no water. You're literally on a sheer cliff, and these docks are made of, in this case, mostly stone construction carved from it, and there's support beams underneath it, and it's all beautifully handcrafted and created by the dwarves. And you work yourself out. She leads you down the dock, and as you're going down the dock and you come around the rim just slightly tucked out of sight, you see a oddly constructed shape. Above it is a huge bag that's kind of bulbous, and it's made of a gray material, and stitched on the cloth is the symbol of the Ruby Scribes. And underneath it is multiple decks of wooden decking. As you arrive on it, she says, "This will be our conveyance. The Tempest of Reckoning is her name. She does not belong to the Scribes directly, though she does contract to work with us. Therefore, she's allowed to carry our colors. Please climb aboard and make yourself comfortable."
I mean, Ferret's gonna climb aboard and find a cabin. What do you call it?
Sorry, Palmer, what'd you say?
I think he was saying we couldn't see.
He did say something, but I don't know.
Can you all see?
No, it's just black screen, Jason.
Oh, well then let me fix that. My apologies. That's not what was meant to happen. Tag light on.
I'm blind.
My old
Daylight,
friend.
updated token. You should be able to see. Do not have the tokens in the right layer. That's the problem. Your tokens are on the wrong layer.
Let's just drag one out. I'll just drag a token out.
I got it. They're here. They're just not
all there.
Should be better now.
Yep.
See.
I put your tokens on the map layer by mistake. Sorry about that. Which means, crap. Hold on a minute.
Corm's gonna look to Bertra. Grund would really love this, I bet.
Yoki's probably climbing around the ballistas. Ooh.
Yeah, Yoki's probably all over the place at this point. Look, as the cabins and the decks are all enclosed. You can see as you move around. You can look around the whole map. It's nothing's hidden from you. You're given full access to the ship. You're shown where the crew sleeps, where you'll be sleeping.
Where are we sleeping?
There's two sets of rooms that's been set aside for you. There is a main crew quarters area on one of the upper decks. Hold on, man. I'm putting the crew back on here because they were also on the wrong layer. There we go. So there is crew quarters on one of the upper decks. You are offered decking in there. There's also a 4 cabin where Quorum has found there, and the 4 gondola that has been made available for you all, as well as a smaller set of cabins on the lower deck near the engine room that's been made available for you. And there's even another set of decks down in the hold, rooms in the hold that's made available as well. It's up to you all which ones you want to use. You're just told that those are all empty. No one's occupying them currently, so you're allowed to use them.
Maybe I missed this. How long is the flight supposed to be?
About 3 days.
Yeah, Barrett's gonna take off his armor and leave it at one of the bunks here.
Yeah. And you can actually, if you look in the lower right-hand corner, there's a sidelong view of what the Tempest of Reckoning looks like.
It's a bleep.
Yep.
Am I allowed in like the catapult shooting room?
Yeah, you're allowed to go anywhere on the ship you want.
This is a damn warship, dude. This thing's got so
Yes.
many bullets.
It's got everything. Can we have it?
No, unfortunately, it's not available for sale. It's contracted out to the scribes and is used by the scribes to ferry stuff back and forth. It's armed because, as Bertra will tell you, it's not exactly a safe place to be in the mountains. There are
like
things that
flying
can fly up and attack you.
Besides pirates?
Not so much pirates. Pirates are not a big concern, but wyverns, wild ones. Uh, Other things that go flap in the night, like rocks.
Wait, what?
Rocks?
What? Why do rocks go flap in the night?
Rock. ROC.
Oh, I was ROCK. I was like, is something throwing them at us?
Well,
Yeah,
that can
the
happen.
rocks are throwing
That might
rocks at
happen
us.
too. Some of the giants might do that as you go flying by.
It's just every town we come to, there's like little kids throwing rocks at Barrett.
I'll make it a running gag in the thing from now on.
Jeez.
The trip is relatively uneventful. The ship quickly gets above the clouds and arrows northeast from the city. Its engines are powered by a combination of oil and coal, mostly oil. It works its way against the wind and quickly finds its way north. You said you're allowed anywhere near it, and then it begins descending. And Bertra, as you look out, some of the there's windows all over the place. You can see out of it, places you can look and watch where you and your other it's going. You begin to see a lot of places that are familiar to you, places that you traveled, areas you've been in before. But then it starts arrowing down on a valley that you recognize very well. You've visited it many a times. As it begins to descend on the valley, you can see the valley you're coming into is more or less a box canyon. It's open on one end, obviously, but as you come into the canyon, it's a wide box canyon. And you can see throughout the valley places where over the time there's been multiple large fires and things like that. And this would be the area where the tribes, Bertra could tell you, where the tribes gathered whenever they would prepare for their yearly gathering outside of the Hall of Bones. And then as it continues to progress forward, you come to what is the set of standing stones. And the set of standing stones forms in part an arena that is used to do trial by combat in. And also whenever the actual competition for champions go on, the final 3 or 4 bouts, the semifinals rounding up, occurs here. Now, the way, and Berkshire can explain this to you more as you're traveling, the way it works is each tribe puts forth 2 or 3 champions, and then at the end, each tribe sends their strongest champion to be a guard in the Hall of Bones, so that every tribe is represented each year. Now, some years when they arrive and return, some of the members of the Hall of Guards will return to the tribe and become a part of the tribe. Other years, they do not return. They either elect to remain or they've died throughout the year. As you descend on that, this area is a lush green mound. It's covered with green trees and that sort of thing. And the party is let out on the open field just a little bit north of the mounds. Now, as you're approaching, and I don't have a Adira's token here on it with you, but as you guys approach, you should be able to see the map, right?
I see a hole in the ground.
Yeah. So as you approach, Bertra, you remember this road, going on to the stones, there's not a set of stairs here. But as you come down that road, you very clearly see a set of stairs there. And now standing at the end, I'll just throw one there real quick because I forgot to do it, are two members of the guard for the Hall of Bones as they stand there. Now, this set of
Aren't those
stairs.
supposed to be bigger?
Yeah, they are. I just grabbed two veterans quickly to mark where they're at. And as you. Oh, you mean the stones?
No, I mean the actual dude.
Yeah, they should.
They're supposed to be ogres.
Yeah, they'd be closer to your size.
I feel like everything should be a little bigger. This is an ogre facility.
Well, not really.
I mean, if
They're discarding it.
Yeah, it's an ogre. It's a rune that the ogres have been using for centuries. So as you approach near, good.
Or sorry, no. I was just recapping from what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that I was getting it right.
Yeah.
So the Ruby Scribes own this place, and then they've kind of had the tribes come here and have it be kind of their place to protect it, more or less.
Yeah, and then basically what's happened is the Ruby Scribes have been guarding this place for a long time.
Because there's a Nexus portal in it, right?
Yeah.
And this is not Angkor Wat.
No, it's not Angkor Wat. You are.
Oh, I'm thinking about Angkor Wat.
No.
Yeah, it's like no. We're at Angkor Wat is like the central place that this connects to potentially.
Correct. Or it used to connect to. The portal at Angkor Wat.
The Bloodgate Keep, right?
Yes.
So the Angkor Wat would be the Bloodgate Keep. This is one of the portals places that would have been the Blood Gates.
Part of the Nexus.
It's an outpost, probably, like the last few outposts.
Yeah.
And the mission was come here, go through this to get to Angkor Wat potentially, or wherever that hole does to destroy all the Lich's phylacteries.
Correct.
That remain. Yes.
Yes.
But we're going to use this as the access point to get in.
Correct.
Okay, that's the recap I remember.
Yep. That's the recap. Yep.
I just noticed Fulmar's there. I'm wondering why we headed east. It's because we weren't going to Angkor Wat or not flying directly there.
Yeah, the Bloodgate Keep, which of course was all in the recap that was lost. Bloodgate Keep, which is the old name, and its original name was Angkor Wat, but Bloodgate Keep was a central point for the Nexus, and it connected to multiple places. The only Nexus point still active is the one here that connects to the Doom Vault. The Doom Vault, they have learned, is training soldiers and has managed to get access to other planes of existence. So, Bertra, as you travel here, the stairs, it's not like you haven't ever seen them. It's just that you rarely got to come this far in. As you come in there, the stairs are covered over normally and to hide the entrance. And you know that stairway leads into the Hall of Bones. The two guards, as you all approach to them, two ogre guards, are decked out in armor. Armor made entirely of bone.
This one here's my uncle. That one's my grandfather.
Yeah, do I actually recognize?
Give me perception check. Because they have helmets on. That's part of the problem.
I didn't mean the guards. I meant the bones.
Yeah, well, I know what you meant.
Yeah, I was like...
And you're actually exactly right. That actually could be the case. Nice roll. So as you're passing by one of the guards, you do recognize one of the guards as being from your tribe.
Bertra's been gone for what, 2 years?
No. Several.
Several now, yeah.
More than 2.
She's been gone for several years, and she's only 17, so she ran away from home like when she was 12.
Ran might be a polite description of what Bertra did to get away from her trap. As you pass by, that particular guard kind of watches you closer, Bertra, as you go by. They lead you down the stairs. Make sure you're on the right layer here. Good. The rough-hewn passage quickly gives way to actual worked stone. The hallway goes down and descends down another set of stairs and turns right at a double door. The double door itself is made of solid bone. The hallway, as you're moving down it, is carved of stone or into the stone, but is decorated in the bones of ogres, orcs, half ogres alike. You guys suddenly got quiet on me.
Nope.
You can move your tokens down to the entrance if you want.
Okay.
There's a whole map.
I was going to, but you were busy yakking. I didn't want to interfere.
Oh, you're fine. I'll move Yoki where
There's a wall there.
There's a wall there. You can go in through. Door's partly open.
The door's open, but I ran into the wall. It didn't change.
Oh, well, yeah. That you might have done. So as you enter here, you enter into, and Bertra, you've been here before. You've been here in the days of the final feast when the winners are announced and they're taken into the service of the hall. This entire room, and I couldn't really depict it here on the map very well. The floor, the furniture, the walls are all encased in bone. In each one of the corners is a brazier pit with hot coals in it, and scattered amongst the room you see a number of ogres and half ogres and stuff sitting at tables. These, in fact, are the guards of the Hall of Bones, who are not currently on duty, just in the common room hanging out, so to speak. This place is huge, as you can tell.
No doubt.
But then again, it's supposed to seat a good portion of the leadership of all the tribes. And Bertra can tell you there's anywhere from a dozen to 14 tribes here at any given time.
Quite possibly more.
Quite possibly.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
Nods curtly.
Yeah, and the Guardians obviously have been told to expect you because they're not questioning you. Of course, you're also being accompanied by Serena, as she. I just don't have her token up on the thing. Oh my God, my phone's just went nuts.
We can hear that.
Oh,
I'm glad it was your phone.
no, it's the cameras on my creek bank going off.
Oh, lost outside.
A dog.
Your dog?
Not my dog. Not my dog.
Not a coyote?
No, it's one of the neighbor's dogs. As Adira marches straight across, let me grab her token and Yoki while I'm at it. Where did Adira's token go? Where did I put it?
You have the veteran. It's just southwest of Fulmer.
Yeah, there it is. And so I didn't make a token for not Adira, for Serena, sorry. Wrong person.
I am getting confused too, so I was like, which one is it?
Sorry.
So was I.
Because I did rewrite some names. But Serena.
He keeps switching back. I think this is a plot point, guys. We really need to focus on this and not let him get away with it. When did Lady Adira show up, Jason?
She came with us instead of Selena.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. So Serena marches straight across the back. She goes, "We're going this way." And she comes up to the door. Now, Bertra, you know that only the members of the guards of the temple are permitted past this point. It's a big point in the ceremony when they're given their ceremonial guard helmet, which is a skull encrusted helmet, and then led through these set of doors. So we're going this way, and she doesn't even stop. She is hits the door, opens it, and goes on.
I mean,
Follows.
yeah, Bertra follows. We don't know better.
Bertra's gonna ask, about my. Did anyone explain about what happened with me in these?
Which?
I'm trying to ask about the beheading incident. And
The
why
beheading?
None of
I'm
us
being
know about
beheaded.
this. Well, no. Cora might. None of the rest of us know anything about this.
The beheading? I'm leaving.
Bertra, as I explained, they work for me. And you work for me. They may not be happy with it, but they understand it. Because every one of them here know the real reason this place is here.
That's kind of comforting. A little bit.
A little bit. I understand, Bertra. Every one of them is offered to take your all's place and to go in, but that's beyond what they are tasked to do. Beyond what they. She looks at the ogre that's right behind you because he's like the one guarding this intersection. And goes, it's even beyond what they can do, and they understand that. You are far more powerful than any of them. You've seen more of the world. You've dealt with more things in the world than they have. While they are wonderful at their jobs, they do not have the experience that you have. And while you may have a dark past from their point of view, in truth, how many did they kill to get where they're at? You know how the trials go.
Yeah. But, I just didn't want to do that to him. You know what I mean?
I understand. I understand. But it is what happened.
Yeah.
And had it not happened, where would you be? Where would I be? I would not have a champion like you that can possibly stop this threat from happening. Do you think he could do what you're about to do?
Yeah. Never know, I guess.
No, he won't. At that, she looks at the weapon that you have on your side. But did you acquire that, as did your friend over there? Those weapons don't fall to someone meek of heart, do they?
Guess not.
Don't doubt yourself, young one. You have years beyond and knowledge beyond many of these. Trust me. You're the right person. But keep in mind, you and your friends may back out of our deal at any moment. No hard questions will be asked, though I really could use your help. It's this way. The corridor to the left. She leads down the corridor to the left. And as you go down the corridor, of course, the corridor narrows somewhat. And as it narrows, many of the ogres aren't here because it's getting more narrow for them. But that's when the orc guards seem to pick up. She goes down this way. And she leads on down the set of corridors. She says, it's just over here. And she goes through this gap where there's a half ogre standing there. Because now, here's where it gets a little tricky. there's actually a waterfall here. And of course, you pass multiple guards throughout the way. She goes, this way. And she goes to the edge of the waterfall. There's a ladder over here. Oh, crap. I'm going to zoom in so I can actually see it.
Bear's just going to levitate down.
Yeah. There's actually a ladder right there beside the waterfall. And she leads down the ladder. So this way. And he goes down. Of course, about halfway down, and says, there's a shallow spot right here that's really good for crossing. And she kind of walks across here. And again, when you get down there, you find another another orc on guard duty. I think I'll get Gann and Fulmer caught up with us. I'll just throw them in the river.
This is a pretty crazy, cool map.
Thank you. You haven't even seen the best part yet. So she goes down this corridor and she comes and it goes around the bend just out of sight, and you hear her talking you hear voices.
Ooh. What do we have here?
Not one, but 4 portals.
I'm going to go find Yoki's token here real quick and get Yoki caught up with this so Brian's not lost when he gets back.
I mean, he's still going to be lost, but...
Well, yeah, but... Okay. So, as you enter the room, you see 4 portals on the ground. And I'm going to ask this, they should be moving, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just checking. Make sure that they're doing what I told them to do. Set this map up a while back.
It's pretty cool.
And you honestly notice that immediately to the left, in one of the corners of the room, there's a ballista set up facing these 4 portals. So let me explain to you how this works. These portals can be used to gain access to the Doom Vault. As I said, it's in a nexus point, not quite attached to this plane, but attached to this plane at the same time. At any time, you can enter a portal like this in the vault, and you can return here. You'll need these. And she reaches into a pouch and she pulls out a piece of crystal about the size of your finger on a chain. And she hands one to everybody in the party. She goes, this crystal is a key, and it's been attuned to this portal and a portal I forget which one I'm starting you in. Hold on, let me go look at my map. Look at my big map.
Somewhere's near Angkor Wat?
No. And, oh yeah. It is
Crystal
attuned
to the Hall of Bones portal.
Yep. It's tuned to the Hall of Bones portal and to one other portal. Now, that portal in this case is what the locals refer to as the Abyssal Prison. That Abyssal Prison is the best place for you all to start. As you travel throughout the vault, you'll be able to find more keys like these. She holds one up similar to yours up. She'll be able to find more keys like these. And you can either transfer their attunement to your key so that your key has multiple locations that it can travel to, or you can leave it, take the key for your own, and use it yourself.
We just put Grun's shipping company out of business.
Well, if these work beyond the vault, yes, but unfortunately they don't.
Oh, gotcha.
It appears that in order to secure the vault in the past, the scribes set up portals similar to these that allowed transportation from one area to another. Without the key, you can't cross through the portal. So here you can step into the portal here and step out on the other side of the Abyssal Prison. If you don't have the key for the Abyssal Prison, going to the next location, you won't be able to cross the portal. Do you understand? It's like a door key. I can only offer you a key to the Abyssal Prison. Now, if you can return more keys to me with attunements, I can set those attunements up in other keys for you, or one of my assistants here can. However, remember, you can always use that key from the Abyssal Prison to return here. But in order to return from another area in the Doom Vault, you'll need to find a key to that area so that we can reattune the keys for you. Is everybody confused?
No, I think the idea that we're hopping in a portal into an abyssal prison makes makes Gorm a little bit hesitant, but makes sense.
Okay.
Should be fun.
So, are you still willing to proceed?
I was just muted that whole time. Damn it.
What do you want to say?
I said so.
Oh, too
Essentially,
late.
this key works for this portal to come and go from these two portals, and when we find another portal, we'll have to find a key to that portal to be able to use it to come back here.
Correct. Not to come back here. You can always go from portal there, from the
Any
Abyssal
portal
Prison
there?
here. You can go from any portal in the Abyssal Prison, like these. Any portal like
But
these.
But when we move further in,
Right.
we would need the key to that one that could then also take us back here.
Correct.
But only if we have the key.
Right. Correct.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. And that's where we'll end the night.
Let's do it. Good night.
No, wait.
Yeah, unfortunately, sorry, because I have not had. I mean, everything's prepped. I had not had a chance to read everything through. I thought you would take longer.
He thought we were gonna do a shopping episode.
I really did.